Hey, what's up guys? Today we're going to make a home decor shelf using a tree branch and some 2x4. If this design sparked your interest, feel free to use whatever wood of your choice. In my case, I'm using a 2x4 and a piece of branch I found in the lot next door. Now you don't need a lot of tools for this job, and in my case I'm using my miter saw, but you can also use a circular saw. I begin by cutting off the end of the 2x4, which gave me a straight edge. Then I can make my first cut at 20 inches. And the second cut would also be at 20 inches, and these two are for the top and the bottom. And my next cut will be made at 16 inches, which fit between the two that I previously cut. I put the woods together in place, and then I held one corner by using a clamp. I then measured from the corner that I put the clamp on to the end to make sure that I had the same width. I added a second clamp and then used a few pieces of wood to wedge this section and keep this one at the same width. And now that the shelf is held together with clamps, I'm going to take the branch and then mark that and then cut that down to size. Somehow I managed to misplace my handsaw, and I was going to make the cut with this hacksaw, and I realized this is going to take way too long, so then I grabbed my sawzall to make the final cut. Now I did cut the branch about 1/8 of an inch longer than it should be because I can always sand it down. If I cut it too much, then I can't add to it. I didn't make a straight cut on the branch, so I'm going to take this section here that I just marked and then sand that down on the sander. And that part took a while to fine tune. I used a permanent marker to draw a line on the stem, and this part is all guesswork, so whatever looked good to you, then go with it. As I mentioned in the beginning, I found this branch in the lot next door, and being that it was outside for I'm not sure how long, I did spray it down the night before with insect killer, so if there's anything living in it, hopefully it's gone. I used a sanding block to sand the branch down, and the purpose of that was to remove the rough texture and any loose dirt. And now I need the branch to stand up, so I mounted that to a piece of scrap 2x4. Now I applied 2 coats of urethane on the branch, which brought out the color, and it also sealed it as well. If you'd like more information on this, then I would have a link down in the video description. Now before assembling the shelf together, I'm going to sand it down first with 150 grit sandpaper, and then also come back with a 220, and once it's all together, then I'll sand it once more. Now to make up this joinery, you can use any method that suits you best, whether it's a nail gun, dowels, or even screws, and you can come back in and fill in the top. In my case, I'm going to use my biscuit joinery. Now if you're not familiar with what a biscuit joiner is, then simple is just a saw blade inside this machine, and when you push forward, it comes out and create a channel within the wood. And to my knowledge, the biscuit chips come in 3 different sizes, a number 0, number 10, and a number 20. Now what makes this unique is once the biscuit chip touches the glue, it actually swells up inside the channel, and that makes a tighter joint. Now if you notice, I have a line going through both pieces of wood. Now this line is to help you line up the biscuit joiner so that you can make the cut. Now clamp it down and clean up the glue squeeze out. Now I wanted to stain this so bad, but I couldn't make a decision on which stain to go with. I just didn't feel good about the choices I had. So I went with the white spray paint, which I know was a safe option and I know it would turn out nice. After applying the first coat of paint, I noticed some imperfection that came out within the finish. I added some wood filler, sand that area down, and added 2 more coats of paint on it. And now to attach the tree branch, and for this I'm going to use some 2.5 inch nails, which I will shoot from both sides. That means I will have some touch-up work to do. In your case, if you don't have a nail gun like I do, you can always use screws or you can use dowels, and you have to go back and retouch it up. Now to mount this shelf to the wall, I'm going to use some picture hanging hardwares, and I'll have links to these down in the video description. Now I don't have a ton of house accessories right now, so you may see this vase a lot in some of my videos, but we'll get there. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and also turn on your notifications so you never miss a project. Don't forget to hit the like button. I appreciate it. Share it with your friends and let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments. Thanks guys, I'll catch you on the next one.